Welcome to the Italian Football Podcast.
Okay, so I can't believe we're doing this match day one. Business as usual, starting off in a place where we're used to. We have some questionable penalties, some VAR controversy, some refereeing problems.
We have to talk about this, and I'm sure we're going to talk about this throughout this season because the season was barely 20 minutes old, and already we saw two of the most disgraceful decisions in the Serie. The first one with Caputo's goal in Atalanta Sampdoria being chalked off. It's disgraceful. I'm sorry, but it's absolutely disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. And this was just as disgraceful because everybody knows that for a penalty to be given, it has to be a movement from the defender towards the attacker. Calabria barges into Soppy. It's absolutely mind-boggling how Mazzoleni can sit there, and he invented it. Thomas Edison invented the electric light bulb. Mazzoleni invented a penalty at San Siro. It's an invention. It's not an interpretation. It's an invention. And it's just unbelievable how he does that on the same week when we had to listen to the usual nonsense from the Italian Referees Association talking about this season we're not going to give away soft penalties. This season we're going to be as like they are in the Premier League. We're going to have a higher bar. 20 minutes in and you got an invention of a penalty. No, I mean Marino was justifiably foaming at the mouth, and this is a calm man, the Udinese technical director. He's not a person who's known for exploding, but he was fuming, and I understand because at that moment they just completely gave the initiative back to Milan, and Milan are good enough; they don't need that help, and it's disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful.
At first, when I first saw the replay, I thought it was a Stonewall penalty because Calabria gets to the ball first. There's no doubt about that. I saw some people saying, "Oh, but the Udinese player got to the ball first." No, Calabria gets to the ball first. That's number one. There's no doubt about that. And then, Soppy slides in and takes him out. But then when I watched it again and I saw some people using the argument that, Calabria slid in and he almost slips a little bit. So he slips into him so that the initial contact from Soppy, it's kind of like he's gone into Soppy's space.
Soppy doesn't move,
which is the same reason. It's the same argument that I used when we were having that big argument over the Juventus Inter one. But I don't want to get into that now. That was the same argument I was using because it annoys me. It does annoy me.
I can't believe we're doing this match day one.
No,
I can't believe this.
No, it's because it's there. It's the Italian Referees Association. It's
it annoys
run by
me.
Clowns.
It annoys me.
It's run by the clown that it is.
Okay, let me finish. We know they're a clown show. It annoys me when. If a defender makes contact on an attacker, it's a foul. If an attacker makes a contact on the defender, it's still a penalty. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like...
But that's the thing. It's not because this is the thing. This is how they've communicated in their directives that if for there to be a penalty, the defending player has to move into the attacking player. Soppy doesn't move. The Juventus situation was different because the Dumfries did not barge into, or whichever situation it is.
I'm talking about the one in Turin. I'm talking about the second one.
It can be anyone because in your opinion, Inter has never gotten a real penalty against Juve. So
that one's exactly the same. It's really not the same. It's really not the same. It's really not the same because you're talking about not moving into space.
I'm talking about not moving into space. I'm talking about the defender going into the attacking player's space. Here, it's the attacker going into. He's not moving. That situation, they were both moving. Soppy standing still. Calabria slides into him. That is not a penalty. It's just not. It doesn't exist. If anything, it's a free kick for Udinese, but it's not. It's just
to add a caveat though. To add the caveat to it though, Soppy does come in afterwards with his trailing leg and slide and take Calabria out afterwards. So it's whether or not there's no doubt about that. Watch the replay after it.
He's standing still. Calabria comes into him.
No. The trailing leg of Soppy takes out
the left leg. The left leg is towards
That's after Calabria. Again, it's how you interpret it because that's after Calabria had gone into his space first.
So that's exactly what I mean.
So you could, but it's not that there was no contact because Soppy does with his trailing leg slide and take him out. So the interpretation comes as to whether Calabria has committed a foul on Soppy. If he hasn't committed a foul on Soppy, which might be how you interpret it, you might say there's not enough of a foul there. He slid in, he's won the ball, then he's gone into it. Maybe that isn't a foul. Then it's a penalty, because that is definitely an offence from Soppy. He slid in with his trailing leg and he took out Calabria. So for me, it's not black and white. It's
not, because that's not true. Because if you look at the situation, Soppy's got standing still. Calabria slides into him. There's no foul by Soppy on Calabria. There's no foul by anyone. He slides in after Calabria goes into him. That's the whole point. You can't. The timeline is Calabria slides into Soppy.
Yes, but is it a foul? That's the question. Is it a foul from?
Well, it's
Calabria?
Definitely more of a foul than Soppy did on Calabria.
No, I
definitely more.
I disagree.
Neither of them are a foul.
Listen to the full show and all other episodes by going to patreon.com/TIFP and become a member for only $2.99 per month.